Welcome to MadRatt Garage, where this week we take this junk and this garbage and make it look like this and this. Welcome aboard. Hey, thanks for stopping by today. I'm Corey. This is MadRatt Garage. Your first time here? Welcome. This channel is about doing things on a budget and doing things unprofessionally, but trying to do it the right way. That being said, today I'm going to show you a little bit more of what I did to that 49 Chevy Styline Deluxe sedan. And if you've been watching this series, you know these are stuff that I did before I started my YouTube channel. So it'll be a slideshow and a little tutorial and some video mixed in, just to kind of bring you up to speed on the small little things you can do as not being a professional in your own garage, on a small budget, in your driveway, as a regular everyday dude. Sometimes we're too scared to attempt to do things because we're not quote unquote professionals. Well, you know what? The professionals get big dollars for all their schooling and training and to do everything to level 10. Well, you don't have to have level 10 with everything. This is my 56 Chevy Nomad. It's been in my family for 48 years. It's far from perfect. You can see the paint's going. It doesn't have to have a perfect paint job to be enjoyable. I drive this around and go to get gas at gas stations, and I can't get out of there within 15 minutes of getting there because people want to talk to you. People want to ask you about it. I can't go to a car show, which is why we go to car shows, but go to a car show, I can't even get out of the car yet and people are walking up to me talking to me about the car. It's far from perfect. So my point is, things don't have to be perfect. You pay professionals for perfectionism, you pay professionals for perfection, for over the top perfect. And not all of us can afford that. And to be honest with you, it doesn't put a bigger smile on my face if I had spent $100,000 painting this and getting all the body work done versus how it is now. I get the same smile on my face, so why waste the money? So that's kind of what this whole channel is about. With no more babbling on, glad you stopped by. My 1949 Chevy Styline Deluxe. We're gonna clean up the engine compartment, get it detailed. We're going to metal dash. We're going to go ahead and fix that up, tear it apart, clean it all up, repaint it. And I'll show you how I did it. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a guy doing this stuff, and I'm sharing with you my experience. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by, and let's get after it. So here we got my 1949 Chevy Styline Deluxe. I had power washed the engine bay the day or two before this, and today we're going to go ahead and start giving her a spray down. As you can see, it was old. Nobody had touched it in years. Just not very sightly to look at. Oil bath air cleaner off. I got it all taped up, and then I sandblasted it. And I guess I missed a few pictures because I primed it and then went ahead and just threw some nice semi-gloss black paint. Did a single coat of black paint around the firewall and the inner fender wells. We'll do this a couple of times because we're going to get overspray from the other stuff, but this is the first pass. I went ahead and threw some plastic on the fenders, and then this is the closest blue I could find to the blue flame. I don't think these motors were this color, but I wanted something that popped more than the gray, and it is a Chevy blue flame type blue. Another coat of the black over. It's getting a little better. I just use Krylon, the ×2 satin finish. I don't like a high gloss finish in my engine bays. It makes them so that when they get dusty, you really can't tell. Another coat of blue on there. It's coming along pretty good. And then I use a a cast iron paint for the exhaust and the intake manifold there. You can see that's cleaned up, and I got rid of that remote oil filter. I'm going to sandblast and paint that. It wasn't hooked up, it never has been since I've owned the car. But what do you think? Just a little bit of elbow grease. I think it was a can and a half of the Krylon Black.
1 week later.
And then this is the interior dash here. As you can see, I haven't touched it yet. It is very dull and very chalky looking. And I, driving around looking at that, no way. So I took all the chrome off and all the trim off, and I did scuff it, and there was a few chips. I went ahead and scuffed those down.
All right, got her taped off. Got the interior covered up. Got 2 coats of primer on it so far. Laying out pretty good. Little scuff before we shoot the single stage. Won't be bad. And then the steering wheel's getting painted a different color, that's why I didn't mask it off. I'll take that off later. Yeah, getting there.
So here's my first coat of primer on there. As you can see, I masked off the glass and everything. I mentioned that. Just threw a moving blanket on the floor to keep overspray off the carpet. Already had the door panels out. Just getting a nice good coverage with the primer. This is a 2K primer in a can. Everything I did here was with a rattle can. I had the paint mixed up. Here's the first coat of the green paint to match the exterior. It's a single stage. It's the ones that you push the button in the bottom of the can and it mixes the hardener and activators in it. So it's body shop quality paint in a spray can. You can get it at most local auto body places. I think it was 28 bucks a can. I got 2 of them because it's what I used to do all the window trim and everything, and redo all the window trim. Turned out pretty good for rattle can.
That didn't turn out too bad. Way better than that dull crap that was in there. We ain't building $100,000 show cars. But this is gonna be a lot more respectable to sit and look at while you're driving. You'll feel better. Nice glossy color matched paint job. We'll get the bottom painted cream tomorrow after that hardens enough to tape to it, so we can tape a nice line off. And then I can get all the trim and the chrome and the switches back in. It'll look money. Yep, looking good. Cream day. Way better than the chalky crap that was in here that you couldn't clean and got fingerprinted really easy. This way it'll be easy to wipe off and clean with the gloss. Keep looking nice, not look all beat down. Can't wait to pull everything and really see how it looks with the sun coming through the windshield. Coming along, slowly but surely.
So I waited a day or 2 for the green to dry and went ahead and then masked off for the cream color. And I just masked off, there's a stainless trim that goes between the green and the cream. So I just masked off underneath that. The trim will cover the paint line. Gave it a good couple of coats. Painted the steering column and everything to match. And it's just a nice, fresh, clean look. It doesn't have years of fingerprints. That chalkiness that was before, there was no way to clean it because I tried. I wiped it off a couple of times, and if you got fingerprints on it, it left oily fingerprints. It was just a pain. It's just better to do a fresh paint that would be easy to clean and keep clean.
All right, got most of the tape off. That is a big improvement. Yeah, a little overspray cleanup I got to do, but that stuff needed to be blacked out. Column's an improvement. Dash is an improvement. Just nice, good, clean, respectable daily driver quality. get the rest of it all installed. All the trim. It'd be beautiful. Real nice. Happy with that. So here we go, unmasked. What a big difference. And having all the trim off and all the panels off that come on here, I was able to go ahead and do some chrome polish on everything and really get that trim and everything looking good. From the factory, they put some kind of anodizing over the chrome around the speedometer, around the clock and the ashtray, and I'll show you that in a minute. And I was able, right there, horrible. It's painted and whatever. It was chrome underneath. So a little steel wool, quad-aught steel wool and mothers, and I just scrubbed away, and my goodness, it looks brand spanking new. And I used that same trick on all the speaker bezel there and the climate control, and then the speedometer had the same kind of, it was more of an anodizing around it. You'll see here in a second, but it looked old and beat up, that Speedo. And by taking that steel wool and there you go. See how it just looks old and cruddy? Take that steel wool and mothers, and I was able to get around it really good, and lo and behold, look at that. It's like brand new chrome. Really looks good. Getting the knobs and everything back in. And again, the cans of paint were like 28 bucks a piece. I used 1 can of cream and 1 can of green and 1 can of cream to do this dash. And then the primer itself's $25 for that can of 2K primer. So 75 bucks, call it, and a couple of in materials under 100 bucks. And look at that. It looks like $1 million bucks. You too can do this. That's before chalky, now glossy and nice, clean, respectable. A little bit of effort, couple of days of work. Well worth the effort. Tell me what you think in the comments, guys.
So what do you think of that, guys? Is that good enough for a daily driver? For 100 bucks? I mean, it's one of those things that down the road, if you decide you want to spend a pile of money on restoring your vehicle, you can always redo that. But for that little bit of effort, I think I spent an evening after work stripping the dash down, and then on a Saturday scuffing it, cleaning it, getting it all ready, and throwing down the primer. And then I let that sit overnight, and I threw down the green, and that sat for a day or two. And then after work I came in and I did the cream, and the following weekend I untaped everything and put it back together. So all together, maybe 4 days, not whole days, and 100 bucks. Because the paint, like I said, it's 28 bucks a can. We'll call it 60 bucks for 2 cans. The primer, you know, with today's prices, it's anywhere from 18 to 25 bucks. Call it 25 bucks. That's $85. And I might have had $20 in the plastic rack, tape, scuff pads, sandpaper, you know, cleaning supplies, if you want to count all the little stuff that you used. But if you were to go out and buy it yourself, all the stuff, because you don't have one lick of it, you might have $125, $130 into it, because you're gonna have to buy steel wool. I'm just counting the pad I used. You're gonna have to buy mother's polish. That's like $5. You know, scuff pads are a couple, $5. You know, a little $5 here, $5 there to get it all if you don't have it yourself. So I don't know. Looks like $1 million bucks. You tell me down in the comments. Did I do a good job? Was it good enough? And some, you know, I could cut and buff that and make it even nicer. A little tough on a dash. It's got a little bit of orange peel, but the one thing that I know, and it's not really that orange peely, just a little bit around the Speedo, and the rest of it's nice. I mean, I'm gonna hand wax it and it'll be fine. But having a little bit of orange peel on your dash isn't a bad thing, because the sun reflects off of it, and it's nice to have a little diffusing going on, and then the orange peel does that. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? What could I have done better? What would you have done different? If you have any questions on if I didn't cover everything, feel free to ask down below. I'll answer every question I can, that I can answer. So just a short, quick video, guys, of some progress we made on that. I still got those door panels to do. I've been talking about that for a month now, and the weather here hasn't been that great, and I got to go outside to do it because I don't have room in this. If you look, one day we'll do a tour of the shop, but I've got 11 pounds of stuff, crap, in a 2-pound box, and don't have a lot of room to open doors and work around things like that. So I do it outside in the driveway, and it's fine. But the weather lately, it's been real rainy and real windy and whatever, and it just hasn't been conducive to going out and making the door pans good. Because I got to cut, fit, sand fit several times for each door panel to fit exactly where I want them and how I want them to fit before I wrap them. Wrapping them's the easy part. Fitting them to the door is the hard part. But that'll be the next video. Not the next video like next week, but that'll be the next video in the series. We'll be fitting those door panels, and that'll be more current because I'm doing that. I'm literally doing that now. In all these videos that I did I was a bad boy 2 years ago. 2 years, a little over 2 years ago, I did this 49. I got it and started doing all this stuff, and these are the videos you're watching. Like I said, I got sidetracked with other projects. I did the bad boy thing that I said I would never do, and that people should never do, and that is all gung-ho. We're gonna do this and do that and do this and do that to this car, and then I got sidetracked and it got set to the side for a couple of years. I refuse to do that if I work on a project unless I get to a point where I just can't anymore. It needs to sit on the side. Then that's different. But this I could have, and I just walked away. One, the market crashed as far as that price range of cars, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do all this work, and I'm not even going to break even if I try to sell the thing, because I'm not keeping it. I would love to. I got to win the lottery, but I bought that to hopefully make some money to put into other projects around, and we've talked about that in previous videos. So I need to finish it up and get it sold, and I'm not being very good at it. Like I said, the weather's kind of hindering me. It's kind of an excuse. I need to get after it, and this weekend's going to be kind of busy, so probably ain't going to happen this weekend, but maybe the following week I'll get some more time. It seems like it's going to cool off and not be so rainy. So I know everybody in the nation's having a lot of snow, a lot of cold weather. We're getting it down here as rain and cold weather, and then all of a sudden it turns around and it's blistering hot, and it's been an abnormal winter in Florida. So I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank those that have subscribed and hit that subscribe button, and really helping out. We're getting closer to that 1,000 subscriber milestone. If you've watched any of the videos in the past, you've made it this far in this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. It helps me. I've got to hit 1,000 before you get into the monetization, and I got to get 4,000 watch hours. We're up. We went from 1.1 to 1.5 watch hours, so we're almost a third of the way. We're a third of the way to the 4,000 watch hours we need in a 365-day blah, blah, blah. Worry about that later. The goal for the first of the year was 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of this month we'll hit it. And then we're just 2 months behind. Story of all of our lives, right? You make plans and nothing goes like you plan. So as soon as we get the 49 done and sold, one of the next projects is going to be that one. That's not the next one coming in. As soon as I know we're done using the lift here for her, for Nomad, which I think we pretty much are done. I might have to do a tie rod end. Not positive on that yet. We'll introduce you to the 1964 C10 I built like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. We need to fix some things that I did back then because I was learning. I want to update them. We have a few things that have happened. That's why I don't drive it. It's going to be my daily driver. I make fun of people who say that they're going to want to drive a hot rod as a daily driver in Florida because you can drive it year round. Well, here I've got one that's got air conditioning and cruise control, and it's a 1964, and it's absolutely positively can be driven down here. But I have a few things to button up, to change over, and I think I've figured out by now. But we'll introduce you to that project. We got rear main to do. We've got a tranny seal to do. Got some wiring to redo. It's not an issue. I just don't like it. And a few things like that. So 64C10, that'll be on the channel next, coming soon. As soon as I can leave it on the lift here for a few weeks. And then we're going to get that. As soon as the 49 sold, that is getting the engine torn apart. We're going to figure out if the cam got wiped out. I've got to got to change a valve that got mushroomed out, possibly two. So a head's got to come off. So yeah, we've got a few things that we're going to be doing here in the future, and hopefully it's stuff that you guys want to see and like to see. I'm just a guy tinkering around in the shop, bringing you along for the ride, sharing my woes, my highs, my lows, and for those of you who, can't get out into your own shop, you can live vicariously through me, through my pain, through my happiness, or whatever it is. So, all right, again, thank you guys for stopping by. Don't wait for your hot rod to be perfect to enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's good enough. Do some little things, enjoy the good, get it back in the shop, do the next thing, get it out, enjoy the good, and one day, poof, you'll turn around and, wow, it's perfect. And you got to enjoy the ride. All right. Thanks, guys. Till next time. Keep wrenching.